Even if it kills you, you need to lose the game.
Fucking.
There's two guys on the left. One of them does. One was dead too.
Stay from.
Yeah. One more. And then the hotel or whatever. I killed one. PCR.
That's where they're coming from.
Dude, I'm just getting shot from like random places.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of it in your case, I think it's just map knowledge. There's just certain places you unattended on your screen.
What a clutch!
This comes from
One's at 8.
I jammed it.
I got two.
Our units are taking hold of objective Charlie 2.
Oh, yeah, you can't.
Three of them.
I'm about to say, like, since I'm jamming the area, none of their teammates get spawned on them. That's why I jam the areas like this.
I also jammed it.
Yeah, fucking headshot, bitch. Oh shit.
Objective
Just
Bravo 1
too
is
long
under
to help.
attack.
God damn.
His fucking body went flying.
About to spawn in.
Why do we do
There's a sniper in this fucking watchtower. Yeah, this mark.
Oh, there's two squad mates.
Get that fucking assy!
Coming up.
You went upstairs.
Hide, bitch.
Right.
I hear him up here. He ain't gonna come down. He ain't gonna come to the fucking streets right now. There he is.
Oh, two more.
Got them both. Two more on front. They're both dead. World War III is a free-to-play, squad-based, semi-tactical, medium-scale FPS game, right? So if you don't know what this game is, you pretty much have the gist of it there. World War III has recently entered its long-awaited hard launch of the game. We've had closed betas, we've had open betas, we've had long stretches of time where the developers didn't say anything to us and we thought that we weren't getting the game. We have had quite a ride to get to this moment, and I am extremely happy with the product that we have gotten, you know, due to just all the entire situation, the entire player base, you know, the fan base for this game has what they have went through. They deserved a great product, and I think they got one. I think that this is something that was truly worth waiting for. In this update, we got two new weapons, the K2C1 and the QBZ95, and a slew of, you know, we got a battle pass full of brand new customization options on top of all of the great customization that we've already had. So both weapons are very fun to use. There's two new ARs, which are safe picks for the developers to add as new weapons. It's pretty much probably the most used class of weapons in the game, and both of them are very fun to use. The QBZ has kind of a low magazine capacity in the blueprints and the variants that I've used of it. I haven't got to use it as much as the K2C1, but it's very controllable. It's very accurate. It's got a very good fire rate. It's pretty much, you know, the ideal weapon for most situations except for extremely long range. And the K2C1 is more geared towards the medium to close range, but boy does it shine in those areas due to its great hip fire, its great fire rate, and you can run reload speed mags, and you know, it's just a lot better. We got a bunch of cool new character skins like the Korean DMZ border guard and the Chinese special forces dude. So in a game that was already extremely customizable, we've got more weapons to level up and customize, more pieces of clothing for our characters, just generally more content. And that was kind of the problem with World War III through its beta phases, is that honestly there just wasn't really that much content, and the progression isn't necessarily the fastest thing ever, especially during those betas. They've sped it up a lot, and it's a lot better now, and it's pretty much in line with a lot of other games now. But through its beta, there was a lot of content that was kind of difficult to get to, and once you got to it, there really wasn't anything else to do at that point. But a lot of that's been solved with the season 1 update, as well as plenty of quality of life changes, things like reloading while you're leaning, movement collision changes to make sure you're not getting stuck on objects, you being able to, in the game, you can ask your teammates for health and ammo and equipment, and now that will actually show up on the person you ask screen, because before a lot of people just wouldn't drop their things when you needed it. They're not really listening for the audio cues in the game. So some UI improvements, some movement collision improvements, some general fluidity to the game improvements have just been amazing. This is probably the most meaningful update that we've gotten since the big sound overhaul back in the closed beta. On top of all that, we've got 2 brand new maps. One for the CQC focused modes, which is Gobi, which is essentially a desert, like a temple in a desert. And the second one is the South Korea-North Korean border, called the DMZ. And it is truly probably one of the best maps in Tactical Ops right now. It's probably my second favorite behind Polyarny. I think that they did an amazing job. The visuals, the ambient sounds on the map, the layout and design, just everything about this map is absolutely amazing. It looks great. It plays great. It's amazing. The Farm 51 are amazing at making maps. I mean, these guys almost never miss. I think my least favorite map in the game is probably Warsaw, but even Warsaw is just an absolutely amazing map. So, we've got Polyarny now, Moscow, Berlin, Warsaw, this one, and Smolensk. Smolensk is probably my third favorite map in the game. So the last 2 maps that they've added to this game, and I know Smolensk was in the game back in 2018, but the last 2 maps that they've added to this game over the course of their recent development have been absolutely amazing. Smolensk is super fun. It's great for vehicles. It's great. It's somehow great for vehicles and infantry. There's a lot of places for the infantry to be able to get rid of the vehicles, and there's a lot of places for the vehicles to absolutely dominate. And with teamwork, either way, if you've got a team in a BTR or a tank repairing and keeping up with the health of the vehicle, you'll do a great job. If you've got a team hunting those vehicles, you'll probably do a great job. The new map DMZ is just a testament to the map design acumen that these developers have. I can tell that there are some very skilled designers and there are truly great minds working on this game. I don't think that they've really ever truly made a bad map, and they still haven't to this day. It's pretty impressive. With all of the good that this update has had, though, of course, there has still been some technical issues. But one of the bigger technical issues that we had early on in the update, the first couple days, has pretty much kind of been fixed for the most part, which was server stability. We had some problems with a lot of players' pings dropping and the servers just kind of going to shit. So that has gotten way better. Pretty much every day they do a maintenance on the servers. They've done one pretty much every day since the update has happened, and every day it's been getting a lot better. The only other problem that I had with the update is the party system still is a bit shoddy. Sometimes the invitations and friend requests that you send are extremely delayed, and I remember on the first day of the update, or maybe it was the second day of the update, I could not queue for the new map by itself with my friends. We still ended up playing the new map together multiple times because we played a pretty long play session. But the first time I played the map, I played it by myself because I couldn't get into it with my friends. So that was a small problem. Those are 2. The server stability issues were a bit of a bigger problem for a lot of people, not necessarily for me. I didn't see a lot of those problems, but I saw a lot of people in my game having those problems. I saw a lot of people in my game having a lot of huge problems with server stability. And that could have been them. That could have been a combination of the server stability and their internet. I'm on LAN. I'm not using Wi-Fi. So I would imagine if my connection was a bit less stable, maybe I would have solved some of those problems. So that's something to take into account. But the game is free to play. So there's not going to be any buy the game, have problems, then have to wait for a refund. The game's free to play. There's really no reason not to jump in and try the game. And honestly, I think there's kind of something for every FPS fan to appreciate here. And I think that's why guys like me and Crazy Shoot and Blue the Robot and J-Bo and the Man preach this game so much, because there really is something here for everyone. If you love Insurgency, this game is a very similar flow to Insurgency. It just has a little higher time to kill. And because of the armor system, it has a very, very unique armor system that something like Insurgency doesn't have. If you're a fan of Battlefield, this game is inspired by Battlefield. It plays very much like Battlefield 4 did. It plays very similarly. If you like Call of Duty, the progression in this game is extremely similar to Call of Duty. You're doing the weapon levels, you're grinding for those camos, you're grinding for those weapon attachments. It's very similar. You know, if you like squad, if you like the super tactical stuff, there's a lot of team play that's involved here. If you want to get a 5-man squad and go tank hunting, or you want to get a 5-man squad and be like just completely like objective goblins and hold down specific objectives together, not only is that encouraged, but it is the way to play the game. Playing this game solo, which I've done a lot, it's still a great time, but when your team isn't communicating and people aren't, you know, using rocket launchers and using the tools given to them to get rid of vehicles, people aren't playing the objective. You know, your commanders aren't making calls for which objectives to go to at which times in order to put your team in a good position to win. Sometimes you get stomped, and that's because sometimes the teams don't play as a team. And I've seen time and time again what happens in this game when you don't use the squad play elements and use the tools that they give to you to your advantage to win the game. The game is a lot more squad based, and it's a lot more team based than people really even know. Yes, you can jump in and you can get a bunch of kills, but the guy that played the objective and did a lot of damage to vehicles and destroyed vehicles and played for his team is probably going to have more points than you at the end of the game, and it's probably going to level up faster than you. Like, you get more weapon XP for being on the objective with your weapon than getting kills with your weapon. And these are just all callbacks to the Farm 51 being amazing at designing this video game. I think that this game is very well thought out in almost every way imaginable, maybe other than the fucking servers being completely just shitty sometimes. But other than that, this game is extremely well designed, and I think that any FPS fan should and can enjoy this game. There's something for everybody, and it's free. As well as there being no pay-to-win mechanics. Everything you can buy in this game is purely cosmetic, and honestly, a lot of the cosmetics are very good. They're very down to earth, and they don't break immersion really at all. They're all pretty well designed and in line with the theme of this game. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys take my advice and try out Season 1, Operation Redline of World War 3. I rate this update like an 8 out of 10. I think that the party system being a bit shoddy and the servers took it from that 10. This is an amazing update. This is a great start to what World War 3 is going to be as a finished product. And I hope that this goes on for longer. I hope that we only gain players. I hope that we go straight up from here. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think that Farm does a great job with every update. They really take their time. And sometimes people complain about them taking too long, but they release things when they are finished. And I can appreciate that due to the other companies that make first-person shooters and pretty much all the other AAA gaming companies as of right now. They don't release things when they're finished. They release things before they're finished, take your money, and they may or may not finish them later. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out.